happen that the sign has arrows pointing both directions. Could we park before the sign?
No.
And what about there? Across the intersection, could we park there?
Yes.
Yep, because a no parking or no stopping sign finishes up automatically without any other signs. We don't need them anymore. They finish automatically at the corner of the intersection. So in here, we are totally okay. And what about around the corner? What about that one? Could we park there? Yes as well. Yeah, fine. A few more. You're almost there with the prohibitions. We've got a square sign. There's a no parking sign painted on it, and below it says vado. Vado in Spanish, it's a designated entrance way. So normally the entrance to a parking facility, to a workshop, and it needs clear entrance, and it needs clear access. So could anyone stop in front of that sign? Stop in front of that sign?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah? Stopping? Yes. Could we park there?
No.
No. Yeah, that is the thing. Stopping, yes. Parking, no. If you tell me, hey, we're stopped and there's something coming out of the parking facility, in that case, we cannot stay there because we will be blocking. And if we are not obstructing anybody, we could stop below 2 minutes without abandoning the car, and that would be okay. Parking, no. It's a vado, no parking. The second one, similar. We got a square sign again, but now on it, there's just the no parking sign. So this is a limited parking area. Stopping will be okay again, but parking, it will be associated to a limitation in time and also normally to paying a fee to the city hall. It depends on the city. It's completely different from one city to another, but normally there is a time duration, some time limit for the parking, and also normally we will need to pay for that parking during some specific hours of the day. Do you know the color of the road markings at a limited parking area?
Blue.
No?
Yellow?
Blue.
Yellow, no parking.
Blue.
Blue.
Blue,
Yeah.
green.
Yeah, green will be associated to the residents in that city, and blue, nationwide, that is the one that we need to remember, a regular limited parking area. Yeah, so blue color, normally we need to pay for the parking and there will be a time frame. And lastly, no honking, which is truly a reminder. Tarek, stop drawing on the slides, please. There. The line? No. The difference is if we are handicapped, normally in the limited parking areas, we don't need to pay to use them. Yeah, or if you got a zero emission, you don't need to pay to use them either. Yep.
Margarita, the green line is what, sorry?
Limited parking, green, limited parking area, but for residents. And that one depends on the city. In Madrid, they are green color, but in other cities, they could be orange, they could be red color. So for Madrid, the rest of us are allowed to park there, even though it's a resident limited parking area, but only 2 hours. Normally in the blue ones, we could park for 4 hours a day, but in the green ones, if we are not residents there, maximum 2 hours, and it will be more expensive.
And both are paid for these 2 or 4 hours?
You need to pay either with a meter that is on the street itself or with an app.
Okay.
Unless you get a zero emission. Sorry. Exactly. Zero emission vehicles don't pay in the limited parking area, but you need to abide by the duration, by the time limitation. If it's 4 hours, it's 4 hours anyway, but we don't pay. Yeah. Rajibu, sorry, I cut you off.
And my question is, in limited parking area, if I don't buy ticket, so what will happen?
You will be given a fine, you will be given a ticket, normally 90 euros. And if you stay there for, depending on the city, if you stay there for 3-4 hours, the vehicle could get towed away.
Thank you.
And now, the endings. When a prohibition sign comes to an end, it goes black and white with black stripes, in plural normally, across. So, I'm saying normally because the end of the limited parking area has one single black stripe across. This is the end of the overtaking prohibition affecting lorries, trucks over 3.5 tons, the end of the overtaking prohibition for motor vehicles, and the end of all prohibitions for vehicles in movement. So if we want to cancel a no overtaking sign, it could be done with this or with that sign. If we want to cancel a maximum speed limit, it could be done with the same 50 in that case, but with black and white with the black stripes across, or we could also cancel that maximum speed limit with the end of all of the prohibition signs. So it's like works with all of the prohibition signs we previously encountered. Apart from that, a speed limit sign could also finish when we reach a different one, in which case we need to apply it. When they go combined with a danger sign, so whenever we get out of the dangerous stretch of the road, we revert automatically to the generic one. Or also when we cross an intersection with a road that has priority over ours. More specifically, when we've got a give way sign or we've got a stop sign, we finish crossing that intersection, that previous speed limitation, in this case 40, no longer applies. Questions or doubts so far? Okay, so it sounds like we're okay. So,
just one question, sorry, like, is there any difference in the minimum and the maximum speed limit? Like, it is always like with the white background and the black letters, but what is the difference between, is it the minimum or the maximum?
The difference between the minimum and the maximum, you mean the sign, the physical sign?
Yes.
The minimum one is blue. Circle, but blue. And the maximum will be circle with the red edge and the black inscription.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if we have time to go through the information signs as well, you will see that there is another one that is a blue square, which is a maximum speed recommended. Yeah, so we've got this one, which is final, no one can exceed 40 kilometers per hour. That is the prohibition. You will see another one, we will see it shortly actually, that is like this, and it has a white number on it, for example, 30. So that is the minimum speed limit. So everybody must drive at 30 kilometers per hour or above in normal circumstances. And then we've got the blue square. Let's see if I can do this. More or less like that. And it could say something like 40 again, yeah? And that is a maximum speed recommended. It's not final anymore. We are just recommended to drive at 40 kilometers per hour when everything is perfect. But if we wanted to, we could exceed that 40 kilometers per hour limit, because it's a blue square. It's just a piece of advice. It's just a recommendation. So this one, 40 kilometers per hour or less, everybody. This one, 30 kilometers per hour or faster, everybody. And this one, we are suggesting that you go maximum 40 when everything is okay, but up to you to decide. Yeah. So let's finish the regulation signs. Let's talk about obligation ones. All of them are blue, all of them are round, and all of white inscription. So let's go one by one. Mandatory directions. So when facing these signs, we don't have a choice. We need to follow the directions indicated by the arrows. And in case someone is wondering the difference between these two or those two, that will be the location on the road. If the sign is before the intersection, it shows the turning. If the sign is across the intersection, it just shows the arrow pointing to the side. But in both case scenarios, it's an obligation that we turn right. So, imagine that this is the sign. Could we make a U-turn?
No.
No. Yeah, it's an obligation that we turn right, and there's no other choice available. In here, could we turn right or left?
No.
Could we make a U-turn?
No.
No.
Not either. Could there be opposite direction? Could there be oncoming traffic?
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, oncoming traffic, yeah. This is an obligation sign. We that are facing it, we have to continue straight ahead. It's not a one-way road. A one-way road is similar, but looks like this. If it's a square, it's informative, it's a one-way road. If it's round, it's a two-way road, and at the intersection ahead, we have to continue straight ahead. Yeah. For example, here, in a one-way road, could we turn right or left?
This one?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All of the road, the whole road moves in one direction, but if there's an intersection ahead, we can choose to turn right or left. Yeah, it's not an obligation that we continue straight ahead. Obligation is this one. And now, there's a third sign that could be also a little bit confusing. This is the mandatory passage. It's an obligation. The arrow points down 45 degrees to the side of the aisle, the refuge, the junction that we need to be passing by. So it could be the right, the left, or both sides according to our destination. When we reach the sign, these are regulation signs, please. So when we reach them, we have to be on the side the arrow is pointing to. Before the sign, do as you please. Yeah, so turning right, turning left before the sign is okay, but when we reach it, we need to be on the carriageway on the right. Yeah, on the left will be the opposite direction. So, let's see. Picture to the left first.
Sorry, I have a quick question. So, for this particular sign, will there be end of obligation sign as well? No?
No, because this one is telling you at this point where you need to be passing by. When you get to the following intersection, in that intersection, everything resets.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. This picture here. I'm not giving you many hints, just telling you that this is a square sign. So could you tell me what's happening here that is wrong, that shouldn't be happening?
Number one.
Yeah. Number one should not be happening because it's a one-way road. This one there is not permitted. Everything else is okay. We get to choose turning right or left, continuing straight ahead as well, but no oncoming traffic. What about the middle one? What's going on there that shouldn't be happening?
Number 6.
Number 6. And everybody else?
Number 5.
6.
6. Because we obey the sign when we reach it. Yeah, at the sign, we need to be on this part. So number 6 is wrong, number 5 is okay. And number 8 as well, just in case. And last picture, what's going on there?
10 and 12.
10 and 12.
It's an obligation sign for the driver facing it to continue straight on. So this truck driver has to continue straight on 12, 10 will be wrong. 9 is okay because it's an obligation. It's not a one-way road sign. Better, everyone?
Yeah.
Possibilities now. Either we go straight on or we turn right. Straight on or we turn left. Or turning right or left is an option, but that's it. So could we make a U-turn there?
No.
No.
And there?
No.
And here?
Yes.
In other words, a roundabout, so we go around the whole thing and we complete the U-turn. All right. Possibilities now. We've got these 5 road users that are quite vulnerable. If they get involved in an accident, the consequences are quite bad, like lethal most of the time. So these 5 obligation signs referring to these 5 specific road users are reserved. Reserved meaning that for them it's an obligation to occupy those paths or those lanes, but everybody else is forbidden. Yeah, it's prohibiting access to everybody else except for those specific road users. So if it's for saddle animals, it's only them in that path. Everybody else is not permitted. If it's for mopeds, it will be all sorts of mopeds, 2, 3, or 4 wheels, but no one else. If you remember, a few minutes ago we said, if there's a prohibition sign affecting mopeds, low mobility people vehicles are not allowed. Now, obligation signs are much more targeted than the prohibition ones. So mopeds are to be using this lane, but low mobility people vehicles are not permitted. Yeah, so both, if it's an obligation or a prohibition sign for mopeds, in both case scenarios, low mobility people vehicles are not permitted. If it's for pedestrians, yet again, pedestrians will have to use this path, everybody else will be prohibited. Cyclists, same thing, and PMVs, same thing. The only moment when 2 of them share the same space is when it's showing on the sign itself. So now, PMVs and cyclists are obliged to use this area. Both of them share the same space, but no one else apart from them, those 2, will be allowed. And I'm highlighting this so much and stressing this out so much because the rest of the obligation signs are very similar. Physically speaking, shape, color, size is the same thing. But we don't have prohibitions anymore. The only obligation signs that include a prohibition are these 5 road users. Anything that include these 5 road users will be reserved only for them. Everything else, we can go if we want to. For example, it's an obligation for trucks, vans, and tractive units to use this carriageway, this lane, where the sign is located. But we don't have prohibitions. Say that we are driving a private car and you want to use that lane. Go for it. You're totally welcome. Say that you're driving a motorcycle and you want to use that lane. Same. Totally welcome to use that if we want to. But if we are driving a van, if we are driving a truck, or we are driving a tractive unit, this sign compels. In that case, this sign obliges us to use that lane. Second, private car is painted white, so now it's referring to automobiles. Automobiles other than 2-wheel motorcycles and the 3-wheelers assimilated to them are to be using this lane. But anyone else, a 2-wheel motorcycle that is not included in the meaning of the sign, special vehicles, those are permitted there if they want to. The rest of the automobiles are forced to use that lane. Motorcycle with a sidecar, a private car, a derived, a mixed adaptable, a van, a truck, a bus, all of those have to occupy that lane. Special vehicles, 2-wheel motorcycles, if we want to, we could use that lane. The opposite. two-wheel motorcycles and three-wheelers assimilated must use this lane. It's an obligation for them. But then, again, the rest of us, we are welcome to use that if we want to. Animal-drawn vehicles, compulsory for them. Everybody else permitted in this path. And agricultural motor vehicles must occupy this path. Everybody else will be welcome to join them if we want to. Yeah, for the rest of us, it's permitted. For them, it's an obligation. Everyone, yes? Are we okay?
Sorry, can you explain again how to differentiate between the two? Is it just that white circle around, or?
It's because of the type of road user. If the obligation sign is about salable animals, is about mopeds, pedestrians, cycles, or PMVs, those are reserved. It could show with a wide edge around or just plain blue. It's the same. So far they are round and they talk about those road users, those are the ones that are reserved.
Okay, so you just have to memorize those 5.
Yeah. Thinking like really, in case of an accident, it will be worse consequences. Yeah, like a pedestrian, a cyclist, a PMV as well. They are quite vulnerable in case an accident happens. So that's why they don't share the road with anybody else.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Sure. A few more then. We've got that lane or that carriageway that is compulsory for vehicles transporting more than 1,000 liters of water pollutant. Dangerous goods transportation must be here, or the ones transporting explosive or inflammable materials must be there. Question remains. Imagine that we are driving a regular private car. Could we drive alongside with them in those roads?
Yes.
Yeah. Permitted, yeah. Another thing is whether we want to or not, yeah, considering the circumstances, but yeah. A few more. It's mandatory to dismount and continue walking, so we need to become pedestrians. Minimum speed limit, so minimum we drive 30 or faster than 30 kilometers per hour. As a minimum, we need to switch on the low beams in the car or in whichever vehicle we are driving, but that is the minimum. Could we drive with high beams after the sign?
I mean, you can if the situation calls for that.
Exactly. Yeah, if it's outside of the city, sufficiently illuminated, we are not dazzling. Yeah. Could we drive without any lights on after the sign?
No.
Yeah. The minimum is the short-range ones. This is really a reminder, if you ask me, but well, it's an obligation to fasten the seatbelts. Driver, passengers in general. So what happens now? How many points do we lose if we are failing to use the seatbelt as drivers?
4.
4. Yeah, 4 points. Say that our passenger is a minor underage, so anything below 18 years old, and the passenger is not using the seatbelt or the child seat, depending on the height. Who's responsible for that?
The driver gets the bill.
And how many points do we lose for that? 4. Yeah, same. Turns out our passenger is an adult. It's 18 years old, older than 18, failing to use the seatbelt. Who's responsible for that?
The adult. The passenger adult.
And could passengers get points deducted?
No,
No.
no, just
They are not driving, yeah? So the only one that could get points deducted is the person driving and needing a driver's license for that vehicle. For example, could a cyclist lose points when committing an offense?
No.
No. Yeah, there is no driving license for it, so they don't lose points. They have to pay the fine, but they don't lose points. The same happens with the passenger. They pay the fine, but they don't lose any fine. They don't lose any points. Take this to a motorcycle or to a moped. If we ride them without the helmet, how many points do we lose? 4 indeed. And if the passenger is failing to use the helmet, regardless of the age, who's responsible for that? The driver indeed. Yeah, so in a motorcycle, in a moped, it doesn't matter the age of the passenger, it's the driver's responsibility all along, and we lose 4 points for it. But if it's a private car, if it's a truck, if it's another kind of automobiles, then depending on the age of the passenger. All right, this one. It's mandatory to use winter tires after the sign. And it's non-negotiable. It has to be winter tires. But the one showing there's no chains, we get to choose. Either there's no chains or winter tires will be acceptable, but one of them is compulsory. Yeah, so in here, we got some options. In there, nope. It has to be a winter tire or nothing. And then we've got this T symbol, meaning that we need to use a telepath system at that tool booth. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. So we need to use the telepath system when we are paying at the toll booth. The thing is, the telepath system is a device that is connected to our bank account that we install in the front of the car. So whenever we go past that toll booth, it pays automatically. The barrier opens up automatically. This sign could be round and blue, or it could be square and blue. Both case scenarios with the same symbol. Difference will be, if it's round, that's an obligation. So the only method of payment accepted is that telepath system or dynamic payment. But if it's a square, it's informative. We could pay with a telepath system, true, but we could also pay with other methods of payment. So now, we get to a telepath only lane, but we don't have a telepath system, or it's not working. How do you get out of there? The barrier doesn't open up. Would you ask for help, or would you reverse out of the, out of the barrier there?
Press the button for help.
Ask for help. Yeah, hit customer button. Exactly. Yeah, ask for help. Please do not reverse in a motorway. How many points are we facing if we got caught reversing there?
Only 4.
Only 4. Isn't it sad, isn't it? I mean, it should be more. Reversing in a motorway. 4 points. Yep. All right. And then we've got the endings. The end of the minimum speed limit. That shows the same, but with a red stripe across, or when it's any other obligation signs, the one finishing, same. It remains full color with a red stripe across. One exception. Don't we love exceptions? The obligation sign of the low beams finishes with an information 1. Because, okay, the obligation sign no longer applies, but hey, it's up to us to whether using those lights or not. Say that we are getting out of the tunnel and it's completely dark. We keep the lights on. Yeah. Done with regulation signs. Everyone, all super clear up until now?
Yeah.
We have to memorize all of these.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good try. It was a good try.
Okay.
Yeah. But I believe the regulation ones are the bad ones. The other, like police officers, their danger signs are more or less straightforward, like easier to go by. Is the obligation and the prohibition that we need to be a little bit more careful with. The information signs, I believe they are not that bad either. The majority of them are going to be blue and white, and the shape could be either a square or a rectangle. Let's start. Let's see. This is the entry to a motorway or the exit, the entry to a dual carriageway and the exit, the entry to an automobile road and the exit. Turns out we are driving a moped. Could we get into any one of those 3 roads?
The dual carriageway on the hard shoulder.
With a moped?
No, 45.
Oh my, I don't
None of
know.
them. None of them. Motorways, dual carriageways, we need minimum 60. There is an exception in dual carriageways, but it's not the moped. It's worse than that.
Oh,
Cyclist.
it's a cyclist.
It's the cyclist.
14 years old plus 1 day.
Correct. You see, you knew. So,
I knew there was something crazy there.
yeah. Mopeds cannot go. Low mobility people, vehicles cannot go in any of them. Pedestrians cannot go. Animals not either. And cyclists, well, in autovías, yes, indeed, if they are 14 years and a day, occupying the hard shoulder to the right. How do we say motorway in Spanish?
Autopista.
Autopista. Yeah. And can also the cyclist go into the motorway or the hard shoulder?
Motorways never. Has to be an autovía. It has to be a dual carriageway specifically. Automobile roads, not either. Yeah, it's only for automobiles. So it could be a conventional road if they are outside of the city. It could be a conventional road or the dual carriageway. In the dual, because in dual carriageways, the exits are in close proximity, like more close by one another. And in case they need to, they can just exit the autovía off. While motorways and automobile roads, the exits are further apart, and it could be risky for them. It could be risky in autovías as well, if you ask me. But
So the cyclist cannot neither enter the automobile roads, right?
no.
Okay.
No automobile, no motorway. Has to be an autovía or a conventional road outside of the city. If it's inside of the city, could be urban roads, could be crosstown links as well. Yeah, but outside of the city, only those two. And when it comes to mopeds or low mobility people vehicles or animal-drawn vehicles, pedestrians, when outside of the city, the only one road where we are allowed will be conventional one. Yeah, for the rest of them, motorways, dual carriageways, and automobile roads, not permitted. Let's review the speed limits. I asked you a few questions at the beginning of this session. So, what about now if the motorway is running inside of the city? What is the maximum speed for a private car?
80.
80. And what about if it's an automobile road, we are driving a private car, pulling a trailer?
90.
Maximum speed? 80. 80. Yeah, it's pulling a trailer, so it's 80. If the private car is alone, no trailers involved, in an automobile road, maximum 90 indeed. And the minimum?
What was the road like?
45. The minimum speed in a conventional road for a private car? 45. Or automobile road, it will be the same. Yeah. Automobile roads and conventional roads, they share the same speed limits. Same as motorways and dual carriageways, again, they share the same speed limits as well. Another one. We've got this sign that is optional in conventional roads. Other synonyms for conventional road, please?
Multipurpose.
Multi-lane, secondary lane.
Secondary road.
And there's one more.
City road.
It could be any road outside of the city. Multi-purpose. Multi-purpose, yeah? Intercity or interurban just means that the road is outside of the city, but it doesn't specify. Conventional road, multi-purpose, multi-lane, or secondary road, that is the 4 terms that could show up in the exam. We are referring to a conventional road. 2+1 road. I'm not sure if you recall seeing yesterday that road that had 3 lanes and it was a 2-way road. The middle lane shared in both directions when overtaking or when turning left. So there is a sign for it. At least we are advanced. And then the end of the conventional road or the end of that 2-way road with 3 lanes. Tunnel or underpass. So the moment we go past this sign, Do you think that overtaking is okay in a tunnel?
No.
Sometimes.
Yes,
Depends.
More than one lane. Yeah, more than one lane in our direction. I like this sometimes answer. I don't know who it was, but it was a nice answer. So more than one lane in our direction, it would be okay to overtake in the tunnel. Okay. Stopping or parking in a tunnel?
No,
Mm-hmm. U-turns in a tunnel?
never.
No U-turns in a tunnel. In tunnels, no. It's difficult enough as it is because of the lack of space and, the confinement. No U-turns. Fine. Maximum speed recommended in favorable conditions. Could we go faster than that?
Yeah, sure.
Up until the maximum speed of the road, yeah? The generic or the one mentioned on a maximum speed limit sign. An interval recommended, favorable conditions again, so during the day, good visibility, everything is okay. And on the right-hand side of the slide, there are endings. We've got a one-way road with just one lane, with 2 lanes, or with 3 lanes, or then we could have a one-way stretch of the road when turning right or when turning left. So here we go. We are driving that yellow car over there. I believe we all agree that turning right is okay. What about turning left?
Yes.
Yep. The sign applies from the sign onwards. Before the sign, as far as we are concerned, is a two-way road. So turning right, turning left, at that point is permitted. If it were an obligation for us to turn right, the sign should be a little bit different, right? What would it look like?
A circle.
Indeed. Yeah, so if it looks like this, now turning left will be prohibited. Let's see. We've got some dead ends here, no through roads if you prefer. The problem is, once we are there, how do we get out? Possibilities. This is us. And we are told that there is enough space to complete a U-turn in one single movement. Could you choose to reverse instead of completing the U-turn?
No. If you can complete it in one turn, you should do.
Yep. If you can make the U-turn in one single go, that is what we are forced to do. No reversing. We cannot make a U-turn in one single movement. There is no space. Could we reverse into the intersection?
Yes.
Is there a minimum distance, or maximum distance in meters?
The necessary.
15 meters.
The necessary minimum. What you're thinking of, in the dance, no. What you're thinking of with the 15 meters is when we are stopping, when we are parking, or when we are joining. If it's at dead end, it's the necessary minimum, because maybe we reverse 15 meters, but we're still here. So we need to continue until we get out of the dead end. Make sense? Who has the priority? The ones in the main road or us while reversing?
The main road.
The main road. You could reverse more than 15 meters when getting out of a dead end. If you are stopping, parking, or joining the traffic flow, maximum 15, yeah, 1-5. And that's it. We are not allowed to reverse in any other occasion. Yeah, so either we are joining, stopping, or parking, and it's 15 meters, or we are getting out of a dead end. And then the one below, we've got a dead end again with a kind of a small exit, let's say, for pedestrians or cyclists. Yeah, these ones. We got a winter parking. These ones are located on the side of the road close to a mountain pass when, it's normal to have snowstorms during winter and the roads closing for circulation. Together with the parking facility, there's normally a hotel or a motel as well. In case the road is closed for circulation for any other reason apart from the snowstorm, that winter parking could also be opened up. Yeah, so to begin with, it's for snowstorms really when the road is closed for circulation due to the snow, but it could be open as well due to other moments when the carriageway is closed. For example, an accident, or for example, say, an earthquake, for example. This one, convenience parking, more specifically this one for a pharmacy. So we are getting to the pharmacy there, and you got the parking spot that we can only use it when we're going to the pharmacy itself. And below the sign, there should be a panel specifying for how long we're allowed to park, yeah, because it's bound to a time limit. Normally it's 10 minutes, but it needs to be specified on a panel below. And the third one is a regular parking facility, so we could park there for as long as we want, yeah, no limitation. Reserved for taxis. We are driving a private car and we decide we are stopping at a reserved area for taxis. Really quickly, 30 seconds. Is that okay?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. No?
Reserved for taxis. If you're driving a taxi, you're okay. If you're driving a regular private car, not anymore. No stopping, no parking. Only to be used by taxis. On duty, by the way, since we are talking about it. Bus lane.
In general, the square or rectangle, we just say it's a recommendation, so it is not mandatory for others to, it's okay for others in wait, right? That's how I was processing it.
Again, it's true. I mean, sometimes it's recommendations, but in this case, it's a piece of information. It's informing us that it's reserved for taxis. And the moment we say reserved, it's prohibiting everybody else. Same as the bus lane. It's reserved for buses. Do you drive any other vehicles other than buses?
No.
The bus stop. Could we stop there with a private car really quickly to drop off passengers?
Yes.
No.
No. Either you have a bus or we are not stopping there. Forget about parking, just in case someone is thinking. Yeah, no stopping, no parking. The only ones allowed, buses. And the tram stop, could we stop or park at a tram stop? Could we pay with a I don't know, credit card?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, fine. HOV lane. Turns out I'm driving a van with 3 people inside. Can I go?
Yes.
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 A van? A van is
Oh, minivan.
not a minivan. A minivan would be a mixed adaptable. If it's a van, like the truck but with the coming together, yeah, integrated. Could trucks go in an HOV lane?
No.
Could a private car pull in a trailer go in an HOV lane?
Yes.
So it has to be the private car, or it has to be a mixed adaptable vehicle without trailers, without semi-trailers. And then, if it's a private car and the driver is handicapped, too many passengers?
Yes. No.
No.
No, the private car with the handicapped driver alone will be permitted. If it's a mixed adaptable vehicle and it's a zero emission, we don't have passengers, just the driver, but it's a zero emission, could we get into the HOV lane?
Yes.
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 Mm-hmm.
So the minivan is the MPV.
Is it
mixed adaptable vehicle.
mixed adaptable? Yeah.
And multi-purpose.
Same as the,
Okay.
yeah. But it needs to say mini van. If it says van like that, then we're talking goods transportation.
Will it ever say minivan?
Unlikely. Yeah, that is too much of an American terminology.
Yeah, guilty.
So, what signs or the generic one in that road. And any particular light usage during the day, good visibility?
No.
Yes, total.
Normal light, yeah, whatever you want. If you want to use low beams, you could, but it's not an obligation. Special lanes that require low beams on, day or night, reversible, contraflow, and additional. And then special lanes bound to the 60-80 speed limit will be additional and contraflow. Yeah, so reversible lanes, HOV, regular speed limit. Reversible has the low beam obligation, but the HOV no. HOV regular light, regular speed limit. Let's see. U-turn at a different level, so normally it will be at a motorway, at a dual carriageway, or this one, which is at the same level, located 300 meters away from this side. We've got overpasses with only stairs, with just a ramp, or both, a staircase for the pedestrian and a little ramp to have a bicycle out, or an underpass with only stairs, the ramp, or both the ramp and the ramp for the bicycle and the stairs for the person. Crossings. Let's see. We've got a pedestrian crossing information sign, cycle crossing information sign, and informing us that we got both a pedestrian crossing and as well a cyclist crossing combined. The question is, where do, in this case pedestrians, have priority? At the vertical sign or at the road marking?
The road marking.
Marking indeed, yeah? The sign is informing us of the road marking ahead, but it is the road marking the one that gives priority to pedestrians. Right. What about here? We've got 3 areas that are specifically for pedestrians. They're a little bit similar, but not the exact same thing. So let's differentiate. The first one on top is a play and stay zone. That means that pedestrians have full priority whenever we go past this sign, and playing games, sports on the road is permissible. That's why we got the child there with the football. Since we could have games played on the road, the maximum speed is 10 kilometers per hour. So we can stop all of a sudden whenever we need to. Forget about parking unless there's a designated parking area. If we compare, a coexistence area is very similar. Whenever we go past this sign, pedestrians will have full priority. I mean that they can cross the road anywhere, even though there is no pedestrian crossing, and they have the priority to do that. But games, sports are not allowed on the road. So that's why the speed limit is a little bit higher, 20 kilometers per hour. No games, no sports on the road, a little bit faster, 20 kilometers per hour. But again, no parking unless there's a designated parking area. Stopping yes, parking no. And then, this one is a pedestrian reserved area. So we are not allowed. It's only pedestrians. So to begin with, no vehicle should be there. Yeah, the only possibility is walking up to wheel method, in which case we are pedestrians, or walking a bicycle, in which case we are pedestrians. So definitely, 3 case scenarios, pedestrians will have full priority. In here, there shouldn't be any driver whatsoever. In here, yes, but maximum 10 kilometers per hour, no parking unless there's a designated area. And in here, yes, but the maximum speed is 20 because no one could be playing there on the road. And again, no parking. Right hand side, the endings of those specific areas reserved or specifically for priority given to the pedestrian. So far, still good?
Yes. Yes.
Yep. So, if you remember, a few minutes ago, not long ago, we said that cycles PMVs and pedestrians were reserved areas. The same happens there. But if you pay attention, now we got square signs, not circles. So when it's a circle, it's reserved for them, but it's also an obligation for them to occupy that lane or that path. Now that is a square sign, they can choose. That area is only for them. The rest of us, we cannot go there. But they get to choose now whether to use that lane or that path or the rest of the lanes available in that road. So again, this is reserved for cyclists, PMVs, both cyclists and PMVs, cyclists with a reserved area for pedestrians, parallel to it, but with a physical separation. And that's why we have that blank area in between, because there's a separation, physical separation. Could be a barrier, could be like a median strip. And here, the area that is shared is still reserved for cyclists and PMVs, and then alongside with it, parallel to it, physically separated, the area reserved for pedestrians. So let's go. Yeah. How many lanes do we count here for general purposes, please?
2.
Yeah.
2.
The cycle 1 is reserved, so we don't include it. We got 2 lanes. Yes, indeed. And here, how many lanes do you count there?
2 lanes.
2 lanes again. Yep, because the one with the bicycle is still reserved. Beautiful. We are driving a private car. Here we are. Could we drive the private car in the right lane?
No.
No, it's only for cyclists, so we got no business there. And there, no. Could we use the other 2 lanes with the private car?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, the normal will be to occupy the middle one, but we can use the one on the left according to the circumstances. Let's get to the right one. In here, could we use the right lane with the private car? It's still reserved for cyclists, so no. Could we use the other 2?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, so for a private car, really, it's the same. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. So let's talk about the bicycle. This time, we are driving a bicycle here. Yep. Is it okay that we occupy the right lane?
Yes.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah. So, what about the other 2? We are driving the bicycle. Can we use the other 2 lanes?
No.
Yes.
No. Yeah, you have to use the one on the right, so the poor cyclists cannot use the other 2 lanes available. Yeah, the other 2 lanes, cyclists, no, because the round sign is an obligation for them. Picture on the right. Let's go here. Could we have the cyclists in the right-hand lane?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the other 2 lanes available?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's informative. Now the cyclist gets to choose which lane to use. For the rest of us, it doesn't make a difference because we cannot use that right lane. But for them, it makes a whole of a difference. If it's round, they have to be there and they don't have an option. But if it's a square one, they could change lanes depending on their direction or depending on the circumstances.
Okay, now I got the difference. When you say bus lane or a taxi lane, it is reserved for a taxi. We are not supposed to enter it, but the taxi or bus can enter into our lane.
Yep. And then tomorrow we will see that even though it's reserved for them, when the bus lane or the bus taxi lane has a broken line, we, the rest of us, can use that lane when turning right or turning left, or also when getting in or out a parking facility at those specific moments when the line is broken.
Okay.
All right, so a few more signs. Let's see. Sorry. Say that we are in a road and we find this sign. The name of the sign is the stopping area. So if you're asked only about the name of the sign itself, stopping area, and that's it. Could be in a tunnel, could be in a regular road. If you're asked a little bit further, like deeper, are we allowed to stop or are we allowed to park here? The answer is no. Yeah, it's a stopping area, but only for emergency purposes. Could be a breakdown, could be an accident, could be a medical situation. But emergency reasons. Stopping just because we want to, just like that? Nope. And then the second one is a stopping area as well, but this one has to be located inside of a tunnel. Still, we only use it for emergency purposes, and this one has an emergency phone together with it. Yeah, so the SOS is because there is an emergency phone, but the usage is the same in case of emergency situations, breakdowns, accidents, or medical situations. On the right-hand side, we got the exits, the emergency exits. And the last one there, the end of the obligation sign of the low beams. To the right, in a 2, 3, or 4-lane road. Forking because this lane goes to a different direction. It's the same road, just going to a different direction. Or it could also happen that is the left lane, the one forking. So in both case scenarios, we are in M30, like the 4 lanes are within M30, but if we continue in the left lane, you will go to Córdoba, or if you continue occupying one of the 3 lanes left on the right-hand side, then we are going to Valencia. And for example, when you get to O'Donnell, when you get to M30 at O'Donnell and Méndez Álvaro, it happens like this. Yeah, it diverts, it forks, and if you continue to the right, you will go towards Valencia, you will go north, or if you continue towards the left, you will go Córdoba, so you will go south. Health services. If we got the Red Cross together with the bed, that is a hospital. Red Cross alone is a first aid post, so something quick, something minor can be done. Otherwise, we need a proper hospital. Or the one that says ambulancia on top, which is an ambulance base. Let's see. Possibilities. Regular gas station. So we get diesel, we get gasoline. This one has the regular gas station plus liquid petroleum gas, so LPG, in case you need it for your engine. Only the LPG. In this case, we got regular gasoline and diesel combined with an electric charging station, like for electric vehicles. Only the charging station, and here that we got all different types of engines combined, so anything that we need will be found here. Just in case. If we are filling up the tank, what happens with all of the electrical devices? Imagine the engine, the radio, the mobile phone, everything goes?
Turn it off.
And smoking?
Not perfect.
No smoking, yeah. Because the other day I saw a guy smoking while filling up the tank in a motorcycle. Motorcycles that they run on gasoline, all of them. Yeah, so beautiful picture. A repair workshop, and both a repair workshop and fuel station at the same location. ITV station or MOT station, and this is a great moment to review the ITV frequency. So let's see. Two-wheel moped. When do we need to take it for its first ITV inspection?
After 3 years.
3 years, the first one, and then
2 years.
2 years, great. We've got a brand new motorcycle, first inspection.
4 years.
4, and then
2.
And then every 2, forever. It's a private car, first inspection.
4 years.
The following ones?
2.
Okay, but now when the private car is older than 10?
1
Every year.
Every 1 year, okay. Light trailer, first inspection?
No.
No.
No inspection.
No inspection. Just in case. O2 caravan, first inspection?
6 years.
6 years.
No, 6 years. And the following ones?
2 years.
2. is 3,000 kilograms, how often until it is 6 years old?
2.
2. Yeah, 2, 4, 6. And then
6 months.
1.
1. Yeah, every year until it's 10. And older than 10?
6 months.
6 months. All right. So if the first ITV inspection has been successfully passed in any vehicle that could be showing up in your exams, when is the second one due?
30 days.
2 years. If the first one is successfully
Oh, I thought you
passed,
said instant. But that's probably still wrong.
the second one is 2 years later. Then if it's a moped, first one 3, second one 2. If it's a motorcycle or a private car, first one 4, and the second one 2. If it's an O2 caravan, first one 6, but the second one is 2. And if it's a truck, the first one is 2, and the second one is 2 as well. Yeah, so if the first one is done, we're okay. The following one will be in 2 years' time. And then, if the ITV result is negative or unfavorable, how long do we get to fix it?
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Difference now. Could we drive the car ourselves if it's a negative result?
No.
No.
And if it's
It has to be
unfavorable?
towed.
And if it's unfavorable?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If it's
Yes.
unfavorable, yes. But not anywhere we want. Yeah, forth and back the workshop. It's not like we can get caught driving to work. Yeah, so from the ITV station to the workshop and then driving it back. So during that 2-month period, like grace period, when it's an unfavorable result, driving a vehicle with an expired ITV inspection is acceptable. And that is the only moment when driving a vehicle with an expired ITV inspection is possible, is unfavorable results when we are taking the vehicle forth and back the workshop. Otherwise, no. Okay.
Marga,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. So for the trailers, they don't have their own ITV inspection. However, they have to be inspected whenever the, for example, towing car is coming for the inspection.
They check the connection, in your car, the hook, let's say, in your car, but you don't need to take the light trailer with you to the inspection.
So it's not necessary at all to inspect it.
No, not at all. I've had a light trailer for 20 years now, and it has never been at an ITV station center. The car, yes, but
Same for the normal trailers, so, which are above 750.
nope. If it's heavy trailer and it's not a caravan, the inspection happens every 1 year until they are 10, and older than 10 every 6 months.
Okay, so light trailers are like they don't have to be inspected. The heavy ones every 1 year, you said, and then after 6 months.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
If it's light trailers, they're gonna have the ITV card, but a light trailer will never visit an ITV inspection center. If we talk about heavy trailers, heavy semi-trailers above 750 kilograms, if they're vans, so camping vehicles, first inspection 6 years old, and the following ones every 2. But if it's a regular goods transportation, heavy trailer or heavy semi-trailer, the inspections need to happen every year until they are 10, and older than that, every 6 months. I don't think that kind of question will show up, but just in case, there it goes. Offenses. To the app and to your home address. Yeah, it could be recorded on cameras, or it could be that they are handed out to you by a police officer at the spot. But if it's by a camera, then it's actually snail mail posted, like at home, or in the app it shows up as well. Yeah, I have the app. I haven't had a ticket for ever. but it should show up in the app. Yeah. And
Okay.
since we're talking about this is not for a future exam, but just in case. Bear in mind that you got a 20-day period during which you can identify the driver. So if it's a parking ticket, the fine is for the owner, no matter what. But if it's a speeding ticket, if it's a red light that we went through, the driver is responsible for it. So you got 20 days to identify the person who was driving your car. So like redirecting the fine to someone else if necessary. That one. Yeah, a public phone. Regular, pay to use phone. Campsite, to camp there. Terrain to camp with camping vehicles, with RVs, with caravans, both like regular tents and those camping vehicles, and the waste disposal point for caravans or for RVs. Picnic area, the youth hostel. So if it's easier to remember so you don't mistake them, the youth hostel, that tree and the cabin reminds me of a horror movie. You see when all of the teenagers go to the woods, there's a cabin there, and there's a horror movie. So that is the one with the cabin. If it's a table, then it's the picnic area. Water fountain, without specifying if it's potable or not, just there's a water fountain there. Personal recommendation, don't drink it. Picturesque place or scenic spot, there's a beautiful landscape for us to take a picture while properly stopped or properly parked. How many points then if we are caught driving a vehicle with the mobile phone in our hands? 6 points? 6 points, we got a winner. Yep. And if it's just sliding the screen while on the holder, 6 points. 3. Yeah. Operating screens while driving, the GPS one or the mobile phone one, 3. But holding the mobile phone with our hands, then 6. Hotel or motel nearby, a restaurant, let's see, cafeteria, a departure point for walking excursion, so a really fancy way of saying hiking, touristic information, monuments, fishing reserve, you need a license if you want to fish, and a national park. We've got a rest area. Is there a parking facility at a rest area?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, because the idea is that we park, we stop to get some break from driving. How often should we take that break?
Every 2 hours or 200 kilometers.
For how long?
Recommended 20 to 30 minutes. 20 to the minimum.
Yeah, 30 minutes will be the recommendation. And is it an obligation to take that break while driving?
No, it's just recommended.
No, but heavily recommended.
Indeed. Yeah, it's highly recommended, but it's not an obligation. And then we got a service area over there with a gas station, rest area, a restaurant, a hotel, or a motel. Finally, for today, we got the parking facilities at a railway station. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's the railway there. So that is the railway station. That one that goes like in a tunnel, that is the subway station. And this one that is regular, then is the bus station. What we don't know is whether it will be free of charge or not. There's a parking facility, yes, but we will find out if we need to pay for the parking or not. In Atocha, you have to pay. In Cienpozuelos, for example, it's free of charge. Yes, so depending. And that's it. Yeah, for today, I will leave it here because I believe it's been a lot of information for one single time. So tomorrow we will finish this. We will continue with road markings and we will go through maneuvers for sure. Yeah, so we will finish chapter 8, we will complete chapter 11, and I'm guessing that we will get started with chapter 12, which is priorities, level crossings, and tunnels as well. Before we go, questions or doubts from your side?
I do have a couple of questions, written, if you don't mind.
My pleasure. Go ahead. Either your mic went off you stop talking.
Okay, is it good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, I had a question in the exam once that says, is parking or stopping prohibited near or on, or I think even beside the pedestrian crossing?
Near is okay. Beside is okay. On the pedestrian crossing is prohibited.
So it applies for stopping and parking, right?
And parking, both. Yeah.
Okay, and should the reflective vests be approved by some maybe European law or something?
Yeah. It needs to be certified to be used in the European Union or in Spain. Yeah.
And the colors must be yellow only?
Yeah. No.
Red,
Yellow,
orange, and
red or orange with the reflective elements in white color.
Okay. And is there like any, I guess there's new laws for 2026, like the V16 light instead of the triangles?
Correct. Now the triangles are not necessary. You can use them if you want to, but you must use the V16 light no matter what. The V16 is an obligation now, for sure. Yellow color goes on top of the vehicle in case there's an emergency. And if you wanted to, we are permitted to use the triangles together, not instead of the V16 light.
And in case of an accident, I just turn it on and put it on the top of the car, that's it?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like the V16, should I turn it on manually and put it on the top of the car?
Yeah.
And that's it?
Well, yeah, and then you're gonna need to call for the tow truck or the emergency services if they are big.
Yeah, but I need to activate it, you just press it and...
Yeah. That I didn't know if you were talking about like the emergency services will arrive just.
No.
Yeah, you activate it, you press it and it turns on, and automatically it sends the GPS location to traffic authorities, so they can display on the variable message panels that the car is, obstructing the road, and that's it. Now you call for the tow truck or the emergency services, depending. Yeah.
Is there also some new laws that you're under for 2026 that are new that we need to study? Like, for example, maybe for the patinetas abuse stuff?
Nope, because they were supposed to regulate it during December, the last few weeks of December, but they didn't. Happy traffic authorities, so they are on it now to see how we can officially approve the PNVs, the patinetas that were manufactured prior to 2024, and until that means to certify them is not approved, that is in standby. So the insurance, the certification, standby.
Okay, one more question. For the high beams, can I ever use it inside built-up areas?
If it's an autopista or an autovia that is inside of a built-up area, yes. Otherwise, the only possibility will be flashing them, not turning them on and keeping them on, just flashing them in order to avoid an accident. When it comes to an overtaking, that we need to alert the driver ahead, or when we are taking someone to a hospital, like a priority service.
Yeah. Okay, let me check if I have some more.
Any other?
That's it for my side. Thank you so much, Mike.
So duration of the theory exam 30 minutes. Yeah, you can skip a question and round back later, circle back later, or even change answers. It's very similar to the Gala platform when it comes to that. Yeah, if you take an exam mode, you can skip questions, or you could just answer and then change the answer before you finish the test. Yeah, absolutely. You can change answers, you can leave some questions blank and then return to them. You got 30 minutes, and then when the countdown goes to 0, the computer saves all of the answers provided and shuts down on its own. Or if you finish the test any time sooner, you click on finalizar, on finish the test, and it will save your answers as well. There is a test area at the website of traffic authorities as well, but last time that I was checking it up, it was down. I don't know if it's been back online. Let me check. DGT autoevaluación. Let me see. No, it says that it's under maintenance. I don't know about you, but myself, it's under, yeah, it shows that it's under maintenance, so it cannot access. And it's been a while. I will give it a try later today to see if I can find any other links, and I will share them with you, yeah, so you can see an actual official test, yeah. Registering for the theory exam requires that we provide traffic authorities with a psychotechnical, with a medical exam, and normally the office managers at the Gala branch where you register, they normally have a list of clinics that are certified for that, so they can help you out in that regard. Otherwise, any clinic that is certified for driving licenses will do the trick. And once you have it done, go to the driving school with it. Normally they will ask you for a picture as well at the driving school, and they will take care of the rest of the paperwork there. So you will need to be paying for the taxes and everything, but the admin managers will help you with that. The only thing is the time frame. There's normally a 5-week period between signing up for the theory exam and the actual date of the exam. So bear that in mind when you are preparing. So like, it's a really long time. Whenever you feel you're gonna have some time to actually get to study, get to the driving school and have it done, yeah, signing up for the theory exam. Pleasure. Let's see. What? That one is working. Why mine wasn't? Yep, that is definitely it. Let me just show that, share that with the rest of the class. So, the link you got on the chat from Farid, you click on it, you save it please, and when you go down here, click on Aceptar, and it shows you the types of licenses available. We are going for a B-class license, so we click there. Given the option for the language, we go with English, and we click on Entrar directly. Forget about this, so you skip this, but it doesn't let me. Okay, so comenzar. Ahora no, not now. And this is how the exam is going to show up when you get to the official one. Yeah, exactly like this. It will say your name up here, your NIE number there, and the countdown up there. Yeah, so starting at 30 minutes, down. So when you are here, you can either choose one of the answers, or just skipping it and continuing, and then another answer, and as you can see down there below, you have the 30 questions. If the question is answered, the number goes shaded, like grayish. If it's completely white, it's because the question is blank. So make sure that you answer all of the questions. Even though we make a mistake, it doesn't count against that. So blank answer counts the same as if we make a wrong answer. So answer them all. And then when you are finished, click on Finalizar test. It will ask you if you are sure you want to finish. Yes. And well, while you're practicing, it shows like this, like giving you the results. But in the official exam, the computer will log off, will just shut down, keeping your results, because the result of the exam will be showing up, will be published the same day, but quite later, like around 6, 7 p.m.
And is there like multiple samples for these exams to practice, or it's only one?
3. There's normally 3.
So yeah, only 3 per day, or forever?
No, whatever.
Oh.
Actually, that one that was showing up, I've seen it for the past 3-4 months.
I was wondering if you can give me some advice. So I'm getting now on average like 4 mistakes, and my exam is in like 8 days. So do I practice from the Gala website on the random exams, or is there like a better way to study the exam? What do you think?
I would go random exams apart from checking the website, from traffic authorities. I will go with random exams and check the test de errores at the bottom of the platform every 3-4 days. You will also notice that there's some soft spots, like there's something that it's our weakness, let's say, maneuvers, speed limits, whichever one it is. So get into the thematic test option and practice that specific topic or those specific topics, if it's speed limits or if it's maneuver. So you get all of the information super clear in your head.
And how many hours do you think I should practice to like pass the exam?
5-6 tests per day, 7 maybe, but a break. Once you've done 3 tests in a row, get a 10-minute break, because otherwise everything looks the same. So give it a break, and then you continue with another 3, like 6-7 tests each day. Should be down to 1 mistake by the day of the exam. That is what we need. Yeah, down to 1 maximum mistakes right before the exam. For the theory test, in Móstoles, pretty much all of the Gala schools take the theory and practical exams there.
Not the one in Arturo Soria. The one in Prefectura de Tráfico.
But you will need to ask the office directly. But I believe it's Móstoles as well. If it's not Móstoles, then it will be Alcalá.
Okay.
Yeah, but the specifics, the office managers will know better than me. Yeah, because they are the ones submitting the information.
Okay.
But normally, I believe it's Móstoles as well in Arturo Soria. I believe, but double check with Elena.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Any other questions or any other doubts?
No, thank you.
My
See you
pleasure.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great evening ahead, and see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hola. Buenas noches. Magra-rice ka ba para initin ko yung kanin? Oo. So, banlawan ko na siya. Hindi, yung kanin ba? Initin ko? Ayaw mo mag-rice? Hindi ka mag-rice? Oo, nag-ready na ako ng salad. Yun lang. Tsaka ano pa? O, sige. Okay. Yun lang? Wala na? Okay. Sige, sige. Ingat. Bye-bye. Mama? Mama? Wala pa? Wala pa si Mami? Mami? Wala pa si Mami? Si Mami?